Midas.
Try and murder.
Yeah.
Carson.
I just packed my clothes for a few days. A few days. A few days. Schedule say I got shows for a few days. A few days. A few days. I'm hoping it's gonna be sunny for a few days. A few days. A few days. Either way, I gotta get this money for a few days. A few days. A few days. I just packed my clothes. Probably packed for more than a few days. And I've been dying to wear these new J's. I got my hat, shades, and toiletries. I'm about to eat, take my order, please. The smell good, be designer. Put some respect on my name, cause I be ringing bells like a Shriner. Now I'm on one and I'm turning up. And you can't cool me down, I'm burning up. Why would you wanna do that? Stay close to the fire, it's keeping you warm. I'm about to get out of town. Run me the bread, I get paid to perform. Meeting new strangers, calling me friends. Keeping it real, no need to pretend. Show sold out, packing that too. Keep holding it down, I be back in the packing my clothes for a few days. A few days. A few days. Schedule say I got shows for a few days. A few days. A few days. I'm hoping it's gonna be sunny for a few days. Midas.
Try and murder.
Yeah.
Carson.
I just packed my clothes for a few days. A few days. A few days. Schedule say I got shows for a few days. A few days. A few days. I'm hoping it's gonna be sunny for a few days. A few days. A few days. Either way, I gotta get this money for a few days. A few days. A few days. I just packed.
Yo, that was wild.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
What happened to it?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we had the art of going live.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will experience some technical difficulties. I think the feed shut down on us and we had to reset it right quick. But nonetheless, you know what I mean? It takes more than a frozen thread or frozen feed to get rid of us.
Zuckerberg and them didn't like that Rihanna record, that remix.
Yeah, they didn't like that. Like, you didn't get the permission. You didn't type, I do not own the rights to this.
I do not own the rights. Actually, I do, though. It's a mix. It's a
It's
custom
the
mix. I do own it.
So the rights to this particular song I do own. You know what I'm
I
saying?
own it. Own it.
Hello,
Own it.
ladies
Own
and
it.
gentlemen. Hello, please come on in. Please say hi. Let us know who's here. Let us know where you're watching from. This
What's
is
up?
another edition. We're on episode 97 of the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fame, ladies and gentlemen. We're glad to be here.
Hot 97.
Hot 97 style. It's Hot 97 outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. That's
saying?
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Tell Flex to drop a bomb to that. You
Yeah. I
know?
went. I had to
Yeah.
get out early, and I did some errands this morning, and washed the car at like 10 o'clock this morning before the sun
Before
came
gets hot.
out.
That Yeah, that reminds me growing up at home when I had to cut the grass and everything. My dad would
Yeah.
always be like, "You need to cut the grass before it's get too hot." You know, you be
Yeah.
trying to sleep in as a kid a little bit, enjoying the summer, but you need to get
Yeah,
on up and
buddy.
cut the grass.
That's right. I
Hmm
did that. Well, I did the front. I did the front yard this morning too. Right after I did that car, I said, "Let me go ahead and get this front yard out the way because I know after the show I'm not going to be good for nothing in that heat."
Yeah, the sun probably
No
gonna be shining
sir.
right in the front yard too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want no parts of that heat.
Yeah, yeah,
Too hot out
absolutely, man.
there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Who we got in here today? Let me look at the roll
We got
call.
some people on this side. I got Robin. What's up, Robin?
Robin Barbie and the Barbs
Barbie.
joining us. Yeah,
We
yeah.
got.
Hey,
We were just talking about
Faithful.
Faith. We were just talking
Yeah,
about
my
Faith.
sister Faith is here. She's doing
She's
her
here.
30 days of lives. We'll talk about that in a little bit
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Shout out
For
to A Touch
sure.
of Faith, our inaugural guest on the No Shortcuts with Midas
Big
and
brother
Fame show.
Matthew is here. What up,
My
Matthew?
my brother is here. Matthew had me
Everybody here.
cracking up at dinner on Sunday. What's up, family? Love you guys. Thank y'all for joining me.
Yes,
We appreciate you. Faith is actually
we are.
vacating right now, but still getting her lives in every day. Shout out to
Yeah.
her and my brother-in-law, Tommy. Tommy, God both for they put together such a wonderful Father's Day dinner for the two families, man, on Sunday. With that being
Oh
said, I hope
wow.
all the dads, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, hope
Mm-hmm.
everybody had a wonderful Father's Day. Hope it was
Yeah.
all that you could have dreamed of. And don't just celebrate dads or mothers that one day, but make sure you celebrate them the other 364 days as well. You know, it's just a
That's
holiday that's
right.
set aside for the appreciation, but allow that appreciation to be, you know, every day of the year. It's not
Yeah.
always going to be peaches and cream, but make sure you appreciate, you know, your father, your mother, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're blessed enough to still have them, you know, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about on the Facebook group side? Who's over there? You could check that
All
one out.
right. So let me see. I need to go over here. I think okay. So I'm on your feed, but let me go over to
In the
the our
group
no
page.
shortcuts
Yeah.
page. Shout out to Mr. James F Masters. James, you beat me
What
to
up?
the Father's Day post on Sunday. I got home from playing at church and scrolling my Facebook. I said James already got the Father's Day post in the community taken care of, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. My mother is here. She's in the No Shortcuts group feed. Shout out to my mom.
Hey.
Thank you so much for you keeping that gold star perfect attendance going. You know, I think
Always.
there's a couple of people. James has got a little perfect attendance streak. Robin
Yeah.
might have a little perfect attendance streak, and you know, we appreciate all you guys. You know, just for being faithful supporters of our platform.
Mm-hmm.
And as I always say, we are the faces of the platform, but we're here for the people. We're here
Yeah.
for the
That's true.
people. So as the community grows, you know, we as a whole, we all continue to grow. And we're working together, you know, collaborations, keeping each other motivated, inspired, sharing some educational things, some informative things that could be useful
Mm-hmm.
not only in just business, even though our platform is centered around business, but certain
Yeah.
things help you with life and day-to-day things as well. Mom said she was the first one here. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
she
Eh,
was.
Yeah, yeah. So we appreciate you all. We hope everybody's having a great week thus far, man. It's Tuesday lunchtime. What are you guys eating? That's what we like to ask you guys. What you got
Yeah.
on the menu if you're eating lunch? If you're like me, you probably won't eat till a little later on.
I'm gonna
You
eat
know?
mine afterwards. I went to Publix yesterday, so my son is in this basketball camp this week in
Uh-huh.
Waxhaw, and
Uh-huh.
it's hosted by Tamar Slay, former NBA player Tamar Slay. He has
Okay.
a basketball camp in Waxhaw, and he does not just for the summer, but he does year round
Hmm.
training for kids that want to play ball and stuff. So
Very
we're
nice.
doing that. So when I dropped him off yesterday, I did a quick Googles, and there was a
All right.
Publix close by. And I don't get the Publix
There's
enough
one
because
right
it's
around
not
the
one.
corner.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
one the closest one to my house is like 40 minutes. So we don't get there
Ah.
very often unless we're already out there for something else. So I
Hmm.
knew I was going to hit up the Publix. Yeah, shout out to Robin with the leftover
Leftover
quesadillas because
quesadillas.
that's
You
what I
can't go
bought
wrong.
at Publix yesterday.
Oh, really?
I bought that little pack of like 4 or 5 thick
Yeah. Put them
old
in the air
chicken
fryer though.
quesadillas in there. That's
You got
what's
a you got an air
happening.
fryer?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's happening when the show is over. I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
air fry. I'm gonna light up them chicken quesadillas,
You
and
know, light them up. Just light them up.
I'm gonna light them up. So
Hmm.
that'll be the lunch for today.
Yeah, man. You're gonna eat like you just returning from a war situation. You
Yeah, man.
prisoner of war.
Just came home.
It's the best chicken quesadilla ever, but you can't go
That's
wrong
right.
with a quesadilla, man. Put in the air fryer so the tortilla can remain crispy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Gotta
that's
have
what's
that little bit
going
of crunch.
down.
Yeah, for
That's what's
sure.
going down. How was your week, man?
Man, let's
What you had
see.
going
Okay,
on?
so we were here last Tuesday, Wednesday. Mellow Groove, as far as two members of Mellow Groove, Brandon Stevens and myself. Actually, before that, I played a homegoing service on Wednesday at Mount Dewell Church.
Mm-hmm.
So did that. Sweet lady, I used to see her. Her name was Miss Mary Frances Feemster, and even at the church I used to play for before that, she's just one of those ladies that just related to almost
Mm-hmm.
everybody around town, and you see
Yeah.
her there. And so even with the church I currently am the minister of music for, Mount Dewell, she's got family there, and would see her here and there, and always a
Mm-hmm.
lovely lady, nice, smiling words of encouragement. And I knew her granddaughter because her granddaughter was interested in doing music and stuff like that. So her granddaughter initially got in touch with me about playing the homegoing service and things like that. And so we were able to lock it in, man, and at the request of the family. So did that Wednesday at 1 o'clock, which means I had to be there around 12:15,
Mm-hmm.
12:30, get set up and be ready to play some like interlude stuff before the actual services started. But did
Yeah.
that, and then I Brandon and I, back to what I was originally saying, representing Mellow Groove. Shout out to my brother Brandon Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Played the political launch for Miss Evangeline Hundley, who's running for Congress, South Carolina 5th District. They requested Mellow Groove entertain at her
Mm-hmm.
event. It was lovely, man, just so she could get the community familiar with her. So they had a nice little green room set up for us. They fed us,
Yeah.
took good care of us, and Isaiah trooped it out with me on Wednesday. Yeah. So and I was just telling him, she was so kind to him. Pouring into him, giving him words of encouragement. And, it's a blessing to me that through my gifts and the things that I'm able to do, that my son can see and be a part of it from time to
Mm-hmm.
time. Because I think, in his subconscious, and one day all of these things that he's had an opportunity to do and see, just like for myself and my
Yeah.
parents, it'll bubble up and make sense one day. So we have big dreams and big aspirations for him, which leads me to the fact that he's been out of town
Mm.
since Thursday. Well, I took him to his aunt's Thursday night. He went up to Ohio to see some family on his mother's side up there. Great grandmother's not doing too good health wise. So, the epitome of being a good father and celebrating Father's Day is to facilitate things that are not always in your best benefit, but the best benefit of the child.
Yeah.
And also,
Absolutely.
in this case, his great grandmother wanted to see all the grandkids and
Mm-hmm.
grandkids and her kids, and they normally make the trip down to South Carolina, but due to her
Sure.
circumstances, they made that trip this week up to
Yeah.
Ohio, and he'll be back right around the time we get done recording here. So I'll have to go pick him up and all of that good stuff. But
Right on
nonetheless,
time.
yeah, yeah. So, and that was so let's see. So real quick, Friday, the chairman of the board and the executives were in Burgaw, North Carolina for the Blueberry Festival, man. Great
Mm-hmm.
crowd out there. It's hot when you first get out there to set up and sound check and everything, but by the time you knock that first set out, it cools off a little,
Yeah.
and we stayed over Friday night, and we ended up in Louisville, North Carolina on Saturday at West Bend. It's like a outdoor facility, multi-purpose type thing. They had a
Mm-hmm.
pre-Father's Day celebration, and shout out to our hostess, also a musical artist herself, Miss Megan. I think you pronounce her last name Doss.
Mm-hmm.
Great hospitality, took care of the band. pre-Father's Day celebration out there. Came back Saturday night, was at Mount Dewell Baptist Church on Sunday, and had a chance to, since my son wasn't here, I still got a chance to spend Father's Day time with my family. We all met down in Florence, South Carolina, where my brother and his family live, and my sister and her husband live. And we had dinner just at the Golden Corral, man. So my brother-in-law's family came, and our family was there. We had a beautiful time just mingling, two families celebrating Father's Day, man. And there was even a moment where where we had a movement of, where my mom, she operates in the gift of prophecy and everything, so she was ministering to members of that family, man, and it was real touching, you know what I'm saying? And then we had a prayer at the end, and my nephew popped up after he got off of work, and his birthday is today. Matter of fact, shout out to my nephew, my
Yeah.
firstborn nephew, Jeremiah. He's a Jeremiah Hardison. He's an aspiring artist. He's sending me music all the time, and he's got his first show coming up here soon. And his mom, which is my sister-in-law, is like, "I'm gonna be right there." I
Yeah.
say, "Yeah." Yeah, he's got a
Okay.
show in Charleston coming up, So I mean, I'm just we got a lot of
What is
ducats, a
he?
lot of
Does he?
things.
He sings.
He raps, make and
He raps.
produces.
Okay.
Miss
Okay.
Marissa Corn
What up,
Lucas, thank
Marissa?
Yes, yeah, she's out of Canada. Melissa, I hope you've been enjoying
Marissa.
yourself, the last couple of weeks. Yeah, her Italian culture and heritage, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so it was great for the two families, lots of laughs. There was some serious moments, there's some things that just as far as my mom ministering to them and everything, and she has
Hmm.
that gift, man. When she starts speaking and people just get to crying, you already know what time it is. And
Yeah.
shout out to the three, we was in the room, at the restaurant, but shout out to the three people that was sitting at the table in the corner who probably didn't understand what was going on at the moment.
Yeah.
From that moment to just belting out happy birthdays and happy
Uh.
anniversaries, that's how
Yeah.
we get down, man. We had a great time. So, and despite my son not being with me on Father's Day, my Father's Day was still perfect. And I've
Yeah.
had opportunity to talk to him a couple times a day, check on him, make sure he know where everything was in his bag and all of that good stuff. And it gave him a chance to spread his wings a little bit, because you ain't gonna spend every Father's Day together. I haven't spent
Hmm.
every Father's Day with my dad. I haven't spent every Mother's Day with my mother. But the love never don't change. Again, it's one day, and he got a chance to kind of be away from me and his mom. He traveled with his aunt and his cousins and everything,
Hmm.
but to spread his wings, be a little independent, not be
Yes.
so much supervised. So that'll help him in the long run. And he knows how to behave. I ain't worried about none of that. Just more so like, yo, you know where your toothpaste is. You put your deodorant on today. That
Got to
type of
remind him.
stuff. It's the hygiene I worry about, man.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to slip up
Yeah.
when it comes to these things. And he's 11 now, but you just want to make sure, without me being around, he's still on task. As
Hmm.
long as the kids, yes, sir, yes, sir.
That's
And shout
right.
out to you, James. Oh, you said you went to the restroom, so I was saying, if you missed what I said, I was shouting you out. You beat me to the Father's Day post in the community on Sunday. I said by the time I got out of church and I was hopping on the phone, I was gonna send a happy Father's Day post to all the dads in the No Shortcuts community, and I was like, "Oh, James is already on it." So we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks
Appreciate
for being
you. Yeah,
active for sure.
yeah. That's what the community is for, man. It's what the community's for. And shout out to my
Mm-hmm.
sister doing her 30 days of lives. I haven't caught all of them live. I'll go back and catch some of the replays, but I've caught the majority of them. It's
Mm-hmm.
just random, while she's not while school's not in. She's a curriculum coordinator, but she's got her business on the side, a touch of faith, and she's using that. It seems, to just keep everybody abreast of what's going on with her business, and as a promo tool, especially with summer, and because people want to decorate. They want to
Mm-hmm.
decorate. My brother's doing this thing, smooth sales. Yeah, yeah. So y'all make sure y'all follow A Touch of Faith. I've been sharing it in the No Shortcuts community when she goes live, so y'all can jump in and we can have a ball and see her make these reads. And she got the color street, ladies. If y'all want some things for your nails and all of this stuff. She had some door knockers in there yesterday, Famous. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Ladies, you put your door knocker earrings.
Yeah,
Let my
like salt and pepper style back in the days.
salt and peppers here.
Remember Salt and Pepper used to wear those big door knockers?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, the ones she had, they were like colorful, like red,
Yeah,
pink, and
that's
but
what's up.
yes. So for sure, and yeah. So shout out to everybody who's on the grind. As we aforementioned last week, we're not going to be so guest heavy for the next, at least I guess, few weeks or so, month and a half, as far as summer, because everybody's grinding, everybody's busy. Yeah, thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, everybody's on the grind. Everybody's busy. So we're just gonna make it more community based amongst
Mhm.
ourselves. Have
Mhm.
conversations that will still be beneficial to growing
Yes.
your business, to avoiding some obstacles, and also some things that could just help you with day to day life in general.
Mhm.
Life in general for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's for
what's good?
sure.
Yeah.
Not man, I had my what was supposed to be my final wedding of the season
Mhm.
last Saturday. This past Saturday, we I was at the Friday, not Saturday, it was Friday. At the
Okay.
Sea Park Mansion in Gastonia,
Favorites. And I know her
Yeah.
name. Her name is Taylor, Lori's daughter, where we did the
Taylor,
other
yeah,
wedding.
yeah, we did
I
Taylor's
couldn't think
wedding
of it.
there.
Shout out to Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done a couple weddings there since Taylor's wedding, and then so I did that one on Friday, and it was nice, man. It was they told me ahead of time, they had paid for extra time. Normally we get 6 hours in our
Mhm.
normal package, but
Yeah.
they said we're gonna need 8. So
They need
I
8 hours for
charged
the wedding and the reception.
charged them. Yeah, I charged them for the extra 2 hours, but in my mind I'm thinking it's not gonna happen because it's like a year ago when I booked it, right? Like this, no people
8 hours.
think. Yeah, they think they're gonna party, but it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go those 2 extra hours. I'm gonna charge you for it because you asked for it. That was it.
I
They
mean, you
went
asked, you got to
they
charge.
went every minute of this thing, man.
Hours? Gee,
It went to 1 a.m. and they still weren't ready to go.
really?
But
And what
yeah,
time did you
it
get
went. Well, the ceremony was at 4:30 or yeah, no, it was at
there?
5. Yeah, it was at 5. So
Okay.
reception itself started at 6:30, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. So
Uh-huh.
from 6:30 dinner, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually like 2 hours of dancing. Boom, we're out of there. But yo, they
Yeah.
went the whole time.
Time.
They went the whole 1 o'clock and
You were
still
looking
couldn't
at your
get them to leave. But it was fun though. It was fun. It was a good way to to end on a super high note. On a super high note,
uh
they even added extra to the gratuity. They already given me the gratuity, towards the end of the night. But then my
Extra.
man came out of his pocket with some more. It was like,
Yeah.
yo, you did such a great job. We got to give you this. So I was like, yo, well, thank you. I
Yeah.
certainly appreciate it. So it was good. It was good, man. It was a great ending. But like I said, it was supposed to be my last one until August because we
Okay.
normally take off all of July. As far as weddings are concerned, we take off July. But I ended up booking one for July. It's kind of a last minute small wedding. It's gonna be in the girl's family's how in their backyard or something. And she was
Okay.
looking for something. I was like, you know what? It was a date that I wasn't really. We're gonna be out of town a lot in July, but
Yeah.
that particular day I'm gonna be still here. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? I think I can pick it up for you. I could do it. So I picked up one in July, but that's still like a month from now. So I got about a month of no weddings.
Yeah. But
And
other
then I have that
things.
one in July, and then like another 2 or 3 weeks before we start up the fall season that starts in August, really, and then we're gonna go straight through. But that's what kind of brought me to the topic of the day.
All right.
Having that much time off
Mm.
of of the main thing, right? I still have other things we're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
having that much time off, and then what are we doing like practice? We want to talk about practice.
Practice. You want to
Practice.
talk about practice?
About
Shut up,
practice.
Allen Iverson.
Not the game.
Not the
Not the
game.
game, but
Not the game.
practice,
But
right?
practice.
But
And the
practice.
backstory to that situation is I heard that particular practice he missed due to a funeral or something he attended.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I got the backstory from him, but the
yeah.
media doesn't always tell you, you
Yeah,
know.
his point was, why are we talking about this at the press conference? Like, not he
Right,
wasn't saying practice isn't important. He's saying, why are
right.
we talking about this right now? We should be
Yeah,
talking
not the
about the
game.
game. Yeah, yeah, not the game, but practice. So AI does know that practice is important. He
Original
knew that
AI.
then. He
Hmm.
practiced more than most, right? So he knew that practice was important. And
Yeah.
I was at a point, man, where especially when I was still working a full-time job and DJing, my practice was the show. You know,
Yeah.
like I
Yep.
wouldn't
So, I
pull
mean,
out my DJ equipment until I'm packing it up to go somewhere,
yeah.
and didn't really take time to practice my skill. Like I
Hmm.
just, it was all on the fly. And
Hmm.
even, recent, a little bit more recently than that, it was still a little bit of the same. Like it's just, in my
Yeah.
brain, my excuse brain, oh, I don't have a lot of time when I'm at home. I got the kids, I got this, I got other things I'm working on. And then I got to bring this thing out. I got to bring this controllers and turntables and all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
not really setting aside time
Hmm.
to
My phone was ringing.
practice and to
Uh-huh.
work on things ahead of time and just kind of do it on the fly. And obviously I knew that that's not the way. That's not the way that
Yeah.
we should be. And that goes for everything that we're doing on your side
Absolutely.
with as a musician, rehearsing and
Hmm.
practicing and keeping
Hmm.
your juices flowing. and
Yeah.
and I just think as entrepreneurs in any industry, we should definitely set aside time for practicing or rehearsing, or
Craft.
whatever that looks like in your business.
Hmm.
And that was a good point you mentioned with Faith doing the 30 days
Yeah.
of lives. That's
Yeah.
practice. That's like
Yeah.
getting it,
Because
getting the juices flowing.
she's making, making things, and all of her lives she's, making things, even when she's
Mhm.
talking about, like, even like not just the wreaths and the decor like that, but even with
Mhm.
the nails, and that she's showing you,
Right.
and these are the ones I use or whatever,
Right.
but yeah, man, I mean, it's just being creative. And I guess, and she can speak for herself, but my assumption is the fact that she has the free time from away from the school, but due to the summer
Hmm.
months, and she's trying to use that time to build her
Hmm.
business, which is very, very
Yeah.
wise, and she get it popping over there. Them
Yeah.
ladies be all in it.
We all in it. And she's not just making it just for a customer. She's not just waiting until she gets an order
Right?
and
Oh
I'm gonna go
no.
ahead and make
So
this.
yeah,
She's
she's making it,
always making stuff,
and then if you want it, this is the link right here. Put the
Right.
link in the
Right.
comments, and then maybe
Always
some type of
making.
incentive. Oh yeah.
Exactly. And then I wanted to ask you, like, just on your end, being a
Uh-huh.
musician, what does your practice schedule tend to look
Yeah.
like?
So I'm gonna give you 2 points of it, because I can go back to when there are years ago. When you're before you become a working musician, where you got constant work. Before that, there like, I'll use my outfit, Mellow Groove, which I had even before I started playing with the chairman of the board. And Mellow Groove, we still functioning.
Hmm.
They played without me this past Saturday. Gonna play without me Friday. Because I'm like, don't let me hold you guys up from doing what you got to do. That's my nephew.
What
Shout out to
up?
Jeremiah. His birthday is today.
Watching
Jeremiah,
on
if you want to.
YouTube too. Thanks for
Yeah,
growing
he,
the
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah,
my man.
yeah. He's an aspiring, up and coming artist. I was just shouting you out, nephew, about your first show coming up and all that. So if you want to drop any Spotify links in the comments, or you want to come over to Facebook, most of us are over here on Facebook. If you want to join us at No Shortcuts, the community, Faith, Matt, if one of y'all are on there, could get, if y'all want to send that link to where Jeremiah
Oh,
could
keep him
join
on
us over
YouTube. We
here.
got to get the YouTube up.
Okay, okay, all right. But I want him to be able to drop his
Yeah,
links in the
sure.
chat over here too. But y'all will figure it out. But you're more than welcome to. Shout out to him. He's how old is he today? Is it 18 or 19? He'll say. Let us know,
Yeah.
Jeremiah. Hey, appreciate you joining us today. Much love to you. So yeah, so there was a time where before you become a working musician and working constantly, you have these times back when Mellow Groove was just getting our feet wet. We would rehearse as a group
Hmm.
every week,
Hmm.
you know. with not even no shows coming up. We
Yeah,
would just, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, but just to stay sharp, because he's 19. Okay, big
yeah.
shots, my yeah. I remember the day he was born. I went down there to Florence and checked on my brother and everything. But yeah, so but you transition from that period, then you start getting work constantly. Now, so where I am today, I'm playing so constantly every week.
Hmm.
There's really not a chance to rehearse like that, if that makes sense.
With the group, with the band.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
band. So
Hmm.
now if there's new material, so everybody's professional enough. If there's so say we for instance, like for the chairman of the board, there was a song we had to play at this class reunion a few weeks ago. I think they were celebrating was it 50 years of 50 or 60 years, but there was a special request song. So we get the link, everybody do your homework, learn it. And now before this date comes up, even while we're on the van, we're listening to it, dissecting the song, talking about the structure of it. The chord, okay, it comes in with the chorus, and then it's got this little break right here, come back in, verse, chorus. So you're already doing all this stuff, but we're doing our homework individually as far as
Hmm.
learning how to play it. And then we use a sound check or
Hmm.
a couple of sound checks to fill it out, see where we are and what we need to do. All right. But if as long as everybody does their homework
Hmm.
separately, you
Yeah.
can, if it's one song, you can knock it out at a sound check or two prior to that date and make sure you got it. And that's the way, because with the chairman of the board musicians, we're kind of scattered about.
Everybody's all
We
over
got a
the place.
couple,
Yeah.
yeah, we got a couple guys
Hmm.
in Rock Hill and York. Then we got some guy, like our bass players in Virginia. Got a couple of one guy's in like Fayetteville, and then another's
Hmm.
in Dunn, North Carolina. So it's
Hmm.
really far and few in between, where we're in our busy season and we can all come together to practice. Now,
Hmm.
in the downtime, say like the top of the year, we'll get some
Right.
rehearsals in.
Right.
And even with going back to Mellow Groove, say for instance, Brandon and I are going to be playing this Saturday here in Rock Hill, doing a duo act, just the two of us. He'll just send me the set list. What these are the songs I want to do. If he needs to change the key of any of them, he'll notate that and whatever. And we'll do gigs, him and I together, without rehearsing together. You
Hmm.
might discuss a couple of things while you're
Yeah.
setting up, and me being a
But you are working on it
yeah,
separately.
yeah, oh yeah,
Brandon's.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I mean. That's what I mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
even if you can't come together, you're still
Okay,
working on stuff
so
separately. Like you're at
yeah,
home, working
yeah,
through it, working it out. You're not waiting
yeah.
till showtime or hour before the
Nah.
show to
Oh,
do it.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
That's
I'll
what I
give
mean.
you. I'll go back to last Wednesday real fast, because even at the homegoing service, I had to play uh, during that day. There was a saxophone player involved. Shout out to my guy Carl Ratliff. I've known him for many years, and he once he found out I was playing, he was going to do a special selection. Normally, he's going to use a track, right? Just a track, and with they'll just uh, press play on an aux. Have a track,
Hmm.
he'll play the sax. But since he knew I was gonna be there, and my drummer, shout out to Jay Barber, um, so he was like, "Well, can you mind learning this song?" And then so I'm doing that like Monday, Tuesday, all the way into Wednesday,
Yeah.
listening to it, playing it, listening to it. So and then even on my drive down to play at the funeral, I'm listening to it again, because that's the thing. I gotta absorb it. So even if I'm not playing it, I'm listening to it and I can play it in my mind, if that makes
Hmm.
sense.
Hmm.
Okay, so got done with that. Then okay, so then we got the political event, the launch for Miss Evangeline Hundley after that. So I come home for maybe I had an hour or two in between. So while my son is eating food and doing what he's doing, I'm back on my keyboard looking at the set list that I have for Wednesday evening. Now I don't have to per se learn all of these songs, but there may be some parts of these songs where I need to listen and know, okay, where the bridge comes up, or this arrangement, this part, I need to play over it just to get it back fresh in my mind. So with that being said, as far as me going over stuff or learning stuff, I'm always doing stuff like even by myself, not necessarily with the group practicing, but always.
Hmm.
And then in church situations, choir rehearsal, whatever, you go to
Hmm.
rehearsal, but I'm the type of musician that say we rehearse on Saturday morning, on Sunday, I'm gonna get up early on Sunday, pull it up on my phone and still listen to it and maybe play over it again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what's up.
yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Like having time to like work on. You got a creative idea, and like what Faith is saying, she has a creative an idea about something that she's just working through in her brain. So then she'll
Uh
do it live with her circle, and let her know this is my first time doing this. But you
yeah.
know it before you even make it. You're starting to create in your mind, and it's kind of like that with music, especially with DJs and even with musicians as well. Like I'm working on something in my brain or a funky way to mix something or something I can mash
Hmm.
together. And it really, a couple months ago now, I did my dad asked me to record a mix for my brother and sister's birthday party. I wasn't able to come to the
Okay.
party. So he's like, oh, you just record my mix. This is my first
Hmm.
time recording something in a while, other than, because like you
Okay.
said, working so much during that spring
Yeah.
season, you
Hmm.
know, I'm not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not pulling the stuff out to work on music and to practice
Right.
mixing and stuff like that. But I did it in that instance. I pulled it out for that reason, and that kind of
Hmm.
got the juices flowing
Yeah.
because that was
Yeah.
like a practice session for me because I was just
Absolutely.
working on something at home, rehearsing it, recording something. Oh, I don't like that. Let me do it over until I got it
Hmm.
perfectly. And now some of that same stuff that I created while in that practice session, really,
Right.
now I'm using that for these weddings. Since then, I've been using some of those same transitions
Yeah.
and interpolations. So it really got the juices flowing again. Like I should really, and more people should, take some time to practice your stuff and work on it at
Yeah.
home and work through some ideas. Like I'm an idea guy, right? I got a lot of
Hmm.
ideas, but then time to,
The
you know,
execution.
execute and get them out
Hmm.
there. And I just to kick myself in the butt to really give
Hmm.
myself a boost to do this, I actually recently joined a DJ class.
Okay.
It's called it's called Dangerous DJs, and it's from the same umbrella as Crate Hackers and everything else I'm involved in with them.
Hmm.
But I actually became a member of this offshoot called Dangerous DJs, where it's a group of really well-known DJs in the realm of like scratching and techniques
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they're kind of taking you from the ground up, learning
Hmm.
scratch
And
techniques,
the placement and how to bring it back
how
or
to
whatever.
scratch and stuff. And that's just not
Yeah.
something I've ever done. I've been a DJ for 40
Hmm.
years, right?
Yeah.
But I've never been a scratch.
Hmm.
I've never scratched like that. I've always
Yeah.
been mixing and transitioning, but
Hmm.
never scratching. And I joined this. It's really like a DJ school kind of, and it's all
Nice.
online. Some live sessions, once a week, and then some recorded stuff that you can take with you and then practice and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I said, you know what? If I'm paying for this thing, this
but
$27 a month or whatever
yeah.
it is, that's gonna be the inspiration for me to
Yeah.
actually bring my stuff out and
Yeah.
practice at home more and learn something new because I don't know it all. And none of us do in whatever our crafts are. We
Yeah.
don't
There's
know it
always
all.
room.
Always
Always
room
room
to
to
learn
learn.
something else and to practice it and to get better at it. I'm really
Hmm.
good, but I can
Hmm.
still get better.
Yeah, and you can just and I even see like even with learning the scratching element is something
Hmm.
like you can slowly
Yeah.
work into your performance.
Yeah, and I already did this past Saturday. It was a couple. I whipped out when you're going, 8 hours, right? I had to whip out
Yeah,
some of
you gotta
my, I
do some
had
tricks.
to, some of my oldies but goodies, like some stuff I can
Yeah.
just do on the fly.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
did some of my same stuff, but I threw in a
Some
couple of the
extra.
little simple ones that I've already started working on, and they went
Yeah.
off fly, and people heard like, "Oh, you scratched it too,"
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just it made me feel a little bit good, and made me want to talk about just what practicing could do to your business, and what rehearsing and working on it, and
Hmm.
just repetition. That
Fact.
10,000 hours, right? That
Those
ten
ten
thousand hour
thousand
thing.
hours, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and those and after you get those 10,000, those hours don't stop. You continue. Continue to build on. Shout out to Marissa. She says, we are always learning every day, whatever it may be. We never stop learning. That's a
Yeah.
fact. And that's one of the beautiful things about our community. And then when we do have, guests that come from different backgrounds and are involved in different industries, it's educational for us.
Hmm.
We get to learn some things, we get to motivate and
Yeah.
encourage each other here. And if you guys have any ideas you want to chime in as far as some other techniques to
Hmm.
sharpen your craft, whatever it may be. And
Yeah.
real quick shout out to everybody, whether you're live right now or catching the replay, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. We appreciate you. And I got to shout out Miss Rhonda Badikian because she messaged
Yeah.
a few moments before we went live and said she wouldn't be able to join us today. She has a Zoom call. I said,
Yeah.
we totally understand. You got to make that money.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
sensei would say, repetition is the mother of all knowledge.
That's right. That's right. Let's
Yeah.
take a pause, man. Check in on the group end and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Anybody
Let's
have any
see what's
comments there?
happening. Yeah, and if anybody's on YouTube, make sure you say hi. And then,
Tell
guys,
us.
if you want to, for the last portion of the broadcast, drop a friend's name in the comments on the feed and invite them over
Tag
to
them.
hang out.
Tag you're in.
Tag. Yeah, let me go over to the community right fast. Let's see what we got over here. I'm all over the place. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Okay. My mom's still over here.
Yep.
Yeah. And James, I'm not sure. I see James in mine and over here too.
Yeah,
But
James
James
is
says
out
he
to
still
come in.
had to eat lunch. Been busy today, but had to make time for this. Hey, James, man, we
We
appreciate
appreciate
you
it, man.
starving it out for us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly appreciate you,
I
man.
know those
All the
quesadillas about to get real good on my end.
yeah. You and Robin gonna have a quesadilla battle.
That's right. I'm gonna put some pictures of it in the group after I get it out the air fryer.
There you go.
Get it
There
out
you
the air
go, man.
fryer. So
Yeah.
the other part, towards the last end of this, I wanted
Uh,
to get us to all discuss as a group. Just some we talked about experimenting, trying new things, stepping out of
mhm,
that comfort zone a little bit and
mhm.
using some creativity and practicing, but just some daily routines and making it consistent. Like Faith, 30 days, she set a goal, right? Setting a
30
goal.
days.
She said,
Yeah.
for the next 30 days, I'm going to go live every single day. And I've noticed a lot of other instances of stuff like that. Like, there's a,
Mhm,
a couple other groups I'm in, like the Ecamm group, for example, all people who
mhm,
use Ecamm. They do a thing every year right around the time that they get a lot of new subscribers to Ecamm, which is usually right
mhm.
around Christmas time. They'll
I
do a
figured.
thing like the Ecamm challenge where it'll be go live for 30 days, no
Mhm.
matter what it is. It don't have to be good. Just do it. Just go
Yeah.
live for 30 days straight, post it on here. We're going to keep each other, hold each other accountable, let you know what we
Mhm.
think, whatever. But just creating that consistency of
Yeah.
doing it every single day
Yeah.
for the next 30 days and then you get comfortable. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I would imagine doing something like that. You'll see an increase in your audience after doing
Right.
something in that type of repetition for 30 days straight. Definitely going to
Yeah.
see an increase in your audience, probably an increase of subscriptions, an increase to everything, sales
Yeah.
and everything that
And
goes
just
along with
overall,
being live and promoting for 30 days,
yeah,
30 days
just
straight.
overall comfort with it. So, and I have to do
Mhm.
this myself. Like I said, I'm an idea guy.
Yeah.
I have one particular idea that I've been in my brain for about 6 months now, and
Hmm.
I've done nothing with it.
Hmm.
And I have to get off my tail and set aside some time and really setting a clear goal. Like, I'm going to set aside an hour
Hmm.
to do this once a week or whatever it's going to be, but
Yeah.
schedule some time the same way we schedule some time for the show. you know,
Mhm. Yeah,
we
yeah.
got to
We
schedule some
do the
time for the
same thing.
practice
Yeah,
and
y'all
for and
y'all
for the
send
other
famous some
things.
encouragement so he can get
Yeah,
started
man.
on
Tell
this
me to get this
next
thing.
project.
Tell me to get this thing going, man, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. And go ahead. I'm
and I'm
sorry.
guilty of the obstacles that we have when we're trying to make excuses of why not to do it. Oh, I don't have a lot of time right now, oh, I don't have the right equipment to do it perfectly. But that goes back to the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I just gotta
Just
start.
just got to get it out
Yeah,
there. Just
now
do
you
it.
can't be the anti no shortcuts host.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? So
Exactly.
we gotta set the tone
Exactly.
for everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So the same things we tell everybody else, as far as like no excuses, no shortcuts, none of that. We gotta
No
set
excuses.
the tone.
No
You know?
excuses. Let's come in this week. Robin says her
Yeah.
quesadillas will be better. They probably will because I'm sure you made them and mine came from Publix. So
She
yours
probably
will
got the
probably be
homemade
better.
version, huh? Yeah,
James
yeah.
wants
James said
quesadillas
he
too now.
made those
Yeah.
quesadillas. You
Yeah. And
know?
Faith, you're going to have to hold me accountable, Faith, because yes, it will increase engagement, followers,
Mm,
orders, and the ease. That's what the idea was. Like if you do it once a day for the next
yeah,
30 days, you're gonna get more comfortable. You're gonna the ease of
yeah.
doing it. It'll really start to get it going.
Look
And
at what she said after that.
yeah, put it
She
on your
said,
calendar
"Do
as a
it."
recurring
Yeah.
event.
Better yet,
Yo,
book
I
yourself
love
and pay
that.
yourself.
I
The
love
way
that. So
someone
just
will
call
book
it a
you.
booking. Yeah, I'll take $25 to do it. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea. That's a good
yeah. Pay
idea.
yourself.
Just
Uh,
pay myself to do it.
that's literally investing in yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Earlier, when we were talking about the rehearsals and how you all can't rehearse because as much because you're coming from so many different places,
Yeah.
James recommended this app Collabs. It allows you to
Mm.
jam
Yeah,
and record
James.
from different. The link is in
Is
there
that
as well.
okay? James, is that what you were working on, or you was promoting the other day? I think the guy's name was Patrick, if I'm not mistaken. You were going to do something with him, and I was asking if it was going to be live, and I did. I think I ended up following him, and I caught something that he was doing live, like a live. I don't know if he was DJing or I don't remember exactly what was going. I might be mixing up two different things that I was trying to support you on. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I remember you mentioned. I think I remember you mentioning that app.
He said, "Yeah, that's the one. That's the one."
Okay. All right,
Cool.
cool,
So
man.
check out
And
the
we got
app Collabs for the bands out there where
yeah,
all your band members you don't have a space to rehearse in, things like that.
yes.
So y'all could check out Collabs. Maybe they'll get us
Hmm.
a promo code.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Promo code
Code no
Masters.
cuts. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And shout out to Juan Velasquez. I think he's
Yeah.
on vacay. I've been seeing him post, another faithful member of the community. Probably couldn't join us live today.
Yeah.
Patrick Amundsen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah. So shout out to him and as he says, the boss lady. They're out and
Yeah.
about, man. And so make sure you guys check out the Travel People podcast.
Hmm.
DJ Famous is also the producer of
Yeah.
that platform. I watched the most recent episode this morning. Well, listened to it and watched it. I was getting ready and everything too. But I try to support you guys in return.
Yeah,
It's those that
appreciate it. And it was
support
a
us
good
over
talk,
here.
man. The
Mhm.
gentleman that he had on also is a travel advisor as well, like him, but he also is into like photography and content creation. And they were just talking about how he uses his passion for photography in
Mm.
his business with travel planning, and he's always taking good pictures and videos
Yeah.
of things, and that's what really gets him noticed. That's what makes him
Mm.
stand out from his
Yeah.
competition in the travel planning world.
Yeah.
So it's all
Find
about
your niche.
finding
Niche.
your niche and find something that everybody else ain't doing. One thing I've had to I see a lot in the DJ world is DJs like to do stuff to impress other DJs.
Mm.
Right, which is why I'm not really active in a lot of the DJ communities for that
All right.
reason,
You,
because
you don't have the show off factor.
they all want other DJs to know how cool they are, and oh, I don't have to do this because I'm this, and I'm like, this to me is corny. I'd rather, my stuff to be geared towards my potential client,
Yeah,
not
for
to
sure.
other
Other
DJs.
DJs not gonna cut you a check, I don't think. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Trying
Exactly.
to
So this is
focus.
what my man was saying. Like
Yeah.
he's not doing necessarily what other travel agents are doing, but
Uh-huh.
he's getting the attention of the people he want to attract because they're seeing
Yeah.
his photos, his videos that he creates from these cruises and stuff like that. And it was
That's
pretty
the bottom
cool.
line.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
that's the
cool. Like he's able to chase his passion and two passions, for traveling and for
yeah,
photography and stuff.
yeah,
So it was
yeah.
a
I
good
mean,
talk. It was a good talk.
Yeah, yeah, it's good stuff, man. So again, lastly, shout out to Juan
Hmm.
Velasquez. You know, he's not here to put the number in the chat. I should know it by heart right
You
off,
should know it.
but I don't. I should. I've seen it enough. But you know, if for those who are going to be traveling this summer, make sure you get in touch with Mr. Juan Velasquez. Cruise planners, and it's
Yeah,
not just
buddy.
limited to cruises. He's gonna get you
Nah.
wherever you're trying to go, help you budget for your vacay, and get
Mm-hmm.
you there and make sure you're taken care of while you're
Yep.
there. James Masters has music out right now, Journey of the Mind, and what was the other one, James? It was it Outside the Box, if I'm not mistaken. I've been checking out that Journeys of the Mind though. Good stuff, man. So y'all make sure y'all support everyone that's doing something here in the community, and you feel free to drop your links. You know, repetition again, right? We
Yes.
drop our links every week to your pages, or to whatever promo things
Yeah.
you have going on. That's going to increase your viewership. You may not notice but it'll
Yeah.
it gradually increase your engagements and things like
Mm-hmm.
followers and all of that type of stuff. And that's what we're here
That's
for,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, just to provide the vehicle. Everybody hop on, we just providing the vehicle for us all to continue to grow and prosper and do the things that it is that we're gifted and at doing and passionate about. Interludes from outside the box. There we
Interludes
go.
from Outside the Box is the EP, and the full length is Journey of the Mind and
Yeah,
Soul by
yeah,
James F. Masters on your iTunes store. James
yeah.
F. Masters. Check it out.
Yeah. And
Check it
and it's
out.
good music, man, like
Mm-hmm.
instrumental, but it's great music for like
It's a
riding and
vibe.
thinking. Yeah, man. If you and the title, as I said last week, is so conducive, the journey of the
Mm-hmm.
mind, because my mind took a little journey. I was able to think, process. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I had forgot where I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when you on that
Yeah.
long drive, right? Then
Yeah.
you
You
just
just
blank out for a little
zone
while,
out,
but
and then
and
that
thank goodness that
microwave
that
beeper start going off. You forgot you had
yeah,
something in the oven.
yeah. You go and just thinking and your mind, and that's the beautiful thing about music, man. It can take you on a little journey, but
Yeah.
just within the mind. And the thing about instrumentals is you can paint your own picture.
Mm-hmm.
You can paint
Yep.
your own picture. There's no
Yeah.
lyrics directing you into what you see. You can create your own backdrops
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
plots and everything to the music. So absolutely, man. Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. Any
Mm-hmm.
closing comments from anyone out there? Any questions? Any encouraging
Comments, any
words from
questions?
either platform?
Yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah.
going
Let us
on the
know,
Facebook
guys.
group? Anything in the Facebook group on your side, brother?
Let's see. Nothing, not
Okay.
anything that we haven't. Let me see. Let me go back again because I'm on yours and going back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
No, no. I think we've been able to cover
Good
most of all
deal.
of it. I just wanted to say, before we get out of here though,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been talking about mental health on and off on here, and you're gonna have a guy come on.
Yeah.
It's very important, ladies and gentlemen. I found out last week, and I forgot to even mention this to my family at dinner. There was so much going on. There's a guy who works at my son's school, dean of students. I used to see this guy in the morning times dropping off when in the lines when you're dropping kids off, stuff like that. Even last year, at Meet the Teachers Day, he remembered me from the year before based on a T-shirt I had on, which was a Avenged Sevenfold T-shirt. Would always ask me like, "Hey man," like if we had a chance to talk, "Hey man, what new music are you listening to?" Things like that. I would tell him where he could, find my music, and we speak here and there. This guy committed suicide last week. You know, I think he's like 30. Let me see. I'll look it up while I'm talking, but you never know what people are going through, and it's totally like a shock wave. You're not just hurting your family, you're sending a shock wave through the entire community, especially in his case, working with kids and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um so we just wanted to say, if anybody is dealing with any type of depression, any type of hopelessness, talk to someone. Please talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's important for us on the other side of things to just handle people with care. Smile, say hi. The little things sometimes. Yeah, so he was just 43 years old, man. So I just wanted to make
Yeah.
mention of that because
Yeah.
and I as I was telling you in our green room before we came on, I noticed in his obituary, I read it, and he lost a child in 2009. Not saying that was the cause, but that kind of
Hmm.
at least allowed me to kind of see maybe he might have been dealing with that particular issue and
Yeah.
things like that. So if you got family, man, they've been through something like that. Even with my cousin, and he lost his daughter earlier this year. I make
Hmm.
sure I check on him. I make sure just check on him. Hey, man, I'm just thinking about you. So, just wanted to say that before we got out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because
Yeah.
it's a real thing. Again, sometimes people on the outside don't necessarily know what others may be going through. So, if you are under the sound of my voice, if on this live on the replay, and if you're battling some things and they just got a little hold on you, talk to someone, and learn how to pray. Learn how to pray. Talk to God, and
Hmm.
and as my mother say, we bind that spirit of depression trying to overtake people and things like that, man, because that's not the way. That's not the way. Life has so
Hmm.
much more to offer us if we can just see that far. So if you got loved ones, check on them, man,
Yes.
things like that. Spread some love and just be kind. Oh, okay,
Yes.
James, you've been there too. Yes, sir. So
Hmm.
so Godspeed to you, James, and all the things that that you've been through, and some things that are still kind of going on a little bit. Just take it a day at a time,
Hmm.
and know that all will be well in the end. And there's a saying that says, trouble don't last always.
Yeah.
Even there's peaks and valleys, and we all go through things, but there is as they say, at the end of the rainbow, what does it say, or just on the other side there's some
Yeah. There's
sunshine.
rainbow on the other. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Every dark cloud has a silver lining.
Right.
And,
Right.
then there's always, like the song that I made, there's a brighter day, always a
Hmm.
brighter day. It don't rain all the time. Every day won't be dark clouds. It's always going to be a brighter day. So you just got to
Hmm.
continue to take a day at a time until you can overcome. But God gives us nothing that we can't bear. So just wanted to say that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Couldn't say it better. Couldn't say it any
Yeah.
better than that. And since you mentioned it, we're gonna end this thing with the brighter day. How about that?
Hey,
How
yeah,
about that?
that's Midas. Y'all go to Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Midas, A Brighter Day. All my songs are there. You did?
And you'll see tomorrow's gonna be a brighter day. A brighter day.
What's up? It's your boy Chris Drake. Now rocking the band.
Yeah.
And you'll see tomorrow's gonna be a brighter day. A brighter day.
We're gonna keep it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it rolling in the background. But let's just say, shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. We appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that little bell so you can be notified when we're going live next Tuesday at noon as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to LA Lim playing my music in LA.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to LA Lim, man. We're gonna have him on our radio show too.
Totally right.
Everything you need to drop right off at your door. Please don't throw your towel in before you settle the score. And appreciate a little bit as if it were more. Things could change before you blink. Do your best no matter what people think. Half empty or half full, your glass still got drink. Appreciate your life and everything it has afforded you. Open up your eyes, find something to look forward to.
Now rocking the band.
It's gonna be a brighter day.
We'll see y'all next week.
Much love, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We out of here.